How's everybody doing? It's me, Alec Flynn. Welcome to Grilling ASMR. No, I figured, I do all these podcasts. Well, not a lot, but I do a good amount of I do some I've done like 3 podcasts. And I always feel like this pressure to really be funny. So I thought it'd be easier if I come to the place where I feel most at peace, my grill on the roof of my apartment building, and just kind of talk about the issues of the day that are affecting me and what's getting me bummed out. I hope you guys like it. Also, every episode, I'm never going to be like making some cool food or anything. I just have a thing of chicken. This is all you're going to get is just chicken in a bag. If you came here for pan-crusted filet mignon, sorry. But you will hear some cool grill marks, some cool sizzle. That'll be fun. I love this roof. I mean, don't let anybody tell you can't go on the roof of your apartment building. All right? If I'm renting the bottom part of this, I own the top as well. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's real nice. Something I did want to talk about was loneliness, particularly for men and boys. It kind of feels like in this patriarchy that we live in, we get everything we really want, except for the one thing everybody needs, which is human connection. We grow up without any real idea of how to communicate with each other emotionally or use words that convey how we really feel. Because if you look at the statistics right now, it's kind of staggering where we're at. About a quarter of men under the age of 30 say they don't have a best friend. You don't have a best friend? You don't have somebody you can call and just say, hey, you gotta see the picture of this dump I just took. But I guess maybe that's the problem, because that's what I equate as being a best friend. I feel like a lot of people probably have support systems that are very unsupportive. That would really suck if you couldn't call somebody and talk to them. And I think about right now, I maybe just because I'm a very outward guy and I love to talk and I can't shut up. But I feel like I can call, a couple people and really spill my guts. But maybe I don't feel, or maybe I'm worried that they don't feel the same way about me. That they can't call me and say how they truly feel. That's a really tough place to be in. I came of age, I would say I matured in this time when I didn't grow up on social media, but I do remember taking nudes on Snapchat in high school. So I think there's a distinct time. I'm like an elder Gen Z. I remember the days that were with Cartoon Network, Dexter's Laboratory. Cartoon Network, by the way, Cartoon Network is the channel for kids whose parents were not home a lot. Because that was some really crazy avant-garde shit. Not saying my parents weren't home, but, moving to LA, I think I'm very glad that I had the support system that I do of really good friends out here. Because it is very, very easy for people to feel alone, especially, I think, young guys. Believe it or not, but most men average 7 hours more screen time per week than their female peers. And you got to think about what that's doing to us. I think, also taking the side of men's issues has a thing that's been co-opted by the right as men aren't allowed to be men anymore. That's not what I'm saying, okay? Because I think masculinity in particular is dumb. It's a construct. It doesn't matter at all. I think there's just certain things all guys should do just to feel whatever masculinity. I make sure I wash my own car, and I don't go to a regular car wash. I just wash my own car. But that's what makes me feel like a man. And that's so dumb and stupid, but that's all it takes. So that way I can be like, I'm a man, I wash my own car. So that way I can get rid of any of the other stuff that people associate with being a man. All right, I can let my guard down. I can be emotionally revealing if I need to be. Just think of dumb shit that you can do that makes you feel like a man, and I bet you will be a lot more open and free to just relaxing and letting yourself, break out. But I think you have the other side, which is the left, and they're really committed to making sure that the patriarchy is dismantled and maybe men's time of speaking on things is over. And you know what? To a certain extent, I do agree. A lot of men have had their turn and they've had their fun. And there's certainly plenty of marginalized voices that could use amplification, but I just think then that kind of paints men into a corner where it feels like no one will even listen. Because on the right, you're being told, be a man, just do manly things, protect, provide. And then on the left, you're just being told, shut up, give your voice to a fucking, give your voice to somebody else. So then where's our voice? I don't know. Just kind of the thoughts I've been having. I really fear that my friends won't feel comfortable enough to come and talk to me when they are hurting or they're in emotional pain. That kind of gets to me. Because just thinking that I could be a resource or an outlet to somebody and they don't take advantage of that and something horrible happens, God forbid. That would kill me. That would eat me out. Eat me alive. So just check in on people. Check in on your boys. And it's a lot harder. Well, it's a lot easier said than done, I should say. We weren't really raised with any sort of communicative skills or any relationship building stuff. Women mostly, or I should say young girls, are kind of a lot more of that language of how do you feel, I think, is used with them. And that's just kind of the way it was. And this is generational, Your dad couldn't talk to people. Your grandpa couldn't talk to people. Your grandpa's grandpa, he was traumatized from Flanders. So it's not really our fault necessarily, but the onus is on us to try and be better and remind our boys that they can come and talk to us. And I saw a lot of this firsthand when I was teaching. This sort of defensiveness and isolation. I was teaching freshmen in high school. A lot of the boys were really just itching, ready to kind of lash out at other people. They were really ready to pile on. I think that's a symptom of internet culture and comment culture. And then that's also a symptom of, hey, if I lash out, or if if I burn this guy, if I rip on him, maybe then I'll get the attention that I so desperately am looking for. I couldn't even imagine being in high school in this day and age. I think Chris Fleming, comedian, talked about this, but close friend stories. I just remember growing up because we had Facebook in 7th and 8th grade. Facebook. So there would be private groups for people's birthday parties. And then you'd see that you weren't invited to someone's private Facebook group for a birthday. Could you talk about crushing? I mean, I had rocked the puka shell necklace. I was rocking my freshest Abercrombie. I was ready to go to an 8th grade birthday party. And to see that you were not on the Facebook group? Whoa. Talk about crushing. Now imagine you have Instagram, TikTok, insanity. All right, let's take a second look at this chicken here. It looks pretty good. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is check in on your boys and don't be afraid to open up. You never know who's feeling really lonely. And if you can be somebody's harbor in tough seas, do that. All right, here we go. You guys can hear that sizzle. My roommates hate that I do this. I think I might make a quesadilla. The chicken strips, it's good for quesadillas. I gotta ask, is it really a vacation if you're not having an affair? Is it really a new experience and a relaxing time if you're not playing pretend with someone in a different place? I'm dead serious. I think there's something to that. I think a vacation hookup is a lot like your continental breakfast. it's got to be included in the trip. Put it on the itinerary, okay? Smash a local. I think you will not be displeased. You know, I've heard that the best way to even learn the language is in a romantic way. So you're probably paying more attention and trying to listen a little bit better if somebody's choking you in bed, I would imagine. No, but really, I think that there's something to be said about going to a new place and just playing pretend as if you're in a relationship with somebody. I think that's pretty fun. Because it's like, hey, look, I might never be in Naples ever again. I might never be in Venice ever again. Hell, I might never be in Florida again. So take the time that you have there and enjoy it. And how else can you enjoy it? Waking up in a seedy motel in Fort Lauderdale. Hope everyone's enjoying their summer. I will say the teenagers have returned to the gym. Yeah, be careful, guys. This is when the most gym injuries occur, okay? Because I pulled my pec yesterday trying to impress them. Really, they were like, oh, you got another set? I'm like, yeah, I got 100 more reps, pal. Just watch and learn. They kind of just stand around one machine and then take turns, like, doing it. And then the last guy who will go will just, like, make a joke. He'll be like, oh, my God, Eddie. Eddie will go, look at me. I'm fucking them. It's like, hey. Then they pulling out the phones. It scares me, to be honest, because I feel like next they're just going to, they're going to teabag me while I'm doing a bench press. That's my biggest fear, is getting the teabag while I am mid-rep, and they just go, damn, we got you, son. It's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank. But I'll start, hitting the heavy bag together, which, by the way, if you are hitting a punching bag in a regular gym not made for boxing, I just assume you're training to assault somebody. Okay? You're gearing up to take back your shit from your stepdad. You're just punching it, no gloves, just going, it's my house now, Phil. I try to work out as much as I can, but realistically, I'm on the wrong end of my 20s. I got a slower metabolism, and I'm really not willing to put in a 2-hour gym session every day. I just don't have the time. But it's a really tough transition when you go from peak physical condition as a Division I athlete at the club level to a guy who just is really winded doing any sort of HIIT exercises. A guy who goes and does intramural roller hockey, needs a break every 10 minutes, and we're not even skating that hard. And I think that's just because I had such high standards for myself. I mean, I grew up, my mom was a strength and conditioning coach, master's in kinesiology. Talk about almond mom. She was a pistachio biatch, ripped up nut. Okay, but she didn't really push me as much as my dad did. My dad would just little snide comments all the time, even when I go home now. The other day I was walking around the house with my shirt off last year, and he just goes, "Huh? Where'd the abs go?" I'm like, "Hey man, we're burying the family dog. Can you pick a different time to give me body dysmorphia?" I don't know. I fight with it because I feel like I would be so good at having bulimia. I would be really good. I've puked so many times just doing a case race or flip cup and just boot and rally like you fucking read about. I'm really good at doing that move. I could fucking nail it if I wanted to. And that's what scares me. I don't know. I'm sure a bunch of people kind of deal with body image issues, and it's really bad because it's such minimal compared to other people that are really trying to make a difference in their life and in their health. I'm the least of anybody's worries, and I think that's what makes me crazy, is that it's just so marginal. It's just so marginal. I think I just have to accept that I'm just going to be a Mr. Tumnus body for the rest of my life. That's fine. I don't mind living in the witch in the wardrobe. But it's just so tough because you work out hard, you eat the right things. Like this chicken. This chicken's good food. And you just don't see any real marginal gains. Which is how could you, really? It's so tiny, it doesn't mean anything. So, anyway, I'll tell you what I'm worried about. Heat domes. Keep reading about the heat domes. I'm living right now in a very concrete type of place. It's kind of bothering me. Really, air conditioning can only do so much. They did these studies and they they did these studies in Detroit, Phoenix, and I think it was Houston as well. What would happen if a heat dome happened and the electrical grid went down? I mean, Phoenix, they said like 1,300 people would die. That's insane. I mean, most of it's all air conditioning. I can't believe people still live there and it's so hot. We're going towards Mad Max world. That's what it is. And what really bothers me is I feel as though we're going to have a choice. They're going to give us a choice in like 15, 20 years from now. They're going to go, all right, do you want to live in Mad Max Furiosa, or do you want to get beamed up into the computer? And I would much rather take my chances with Tom Hardy than live the rest of my days in a Club Penguin server. I could be Club Penguin, or you can imagine that if we weren't even in the metaverse, we were just in Club Penguin or RuneScape. Am I dating myself? I'm sorry, Webkins? Anyone know what I'm talking about? I don't know. That's why I kick all the delivery robots when I see them on the sidewalk. I want them to kill me first. When the AI uprises, I want them to be like, take him out, he spilled ramen inside my body. That's what I want. And that's why I don't understand people that have like the Apple Watches. This is a calculator. This is a Casio calculator. I don't get it. What do you think they're doing with all your information? They're waiting to like round you up. Is what it's going to be. They're going to go, oh yeah, high blood pressure? Get in the van, Tubbs. I'm really excited for this summer, man. Some good things coming up. I hope you guys enjoy it. I got a bunch of like road dates and stuff that I would love to see you at. Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington. And we're going to add more. We're going to add so many more. They're going to be a blast. And I'm going to be growing. If you like the show, please share it. Show your friends. I'm going to be posting clips on Instagram. I don't know how. This is going to be mostly clips. I have this camera propped up right now with 2 dress shoes. So hopefully I can get a better setup. But I kind of like it. We're a little guerrilla style right now. Not gorilla. Guerrilla. Guerilla. Guerrilla. All right, let's check on this chicken. It is smelling great. I'm very excited for it. All right, well, I'm gonna put the rest of this chicken, I think, in the Tupperware, and we're gonna bring it downstairs, and I'm gonna make some quesadillas. I hope you guys really enjoyed the show. If you like it, we'll keep putting up more clips. I would like to make it longer, but I'll probably try and have more guests. It's tough, man. I thought I could ramble longer than I did, but I would just then start reciting bits, and I don't really want to do that. So, goodbye, guys.